please do.
So, live with the week 3 recap for 5F of GMan.
Good evening.
Evening. I guess we jump straight in with the first game with the Satan's
All right.
Angels against Kraken Crusaders. The recovery match for the Dark Elves.
Yes. Satan's Ans and Saturnus Dark Elves, and the Dark Elves have induced a wizard, and the Zons receive. In the beginning, just like in the end against the Goblins, the Zons really need to take some ball handling lessons, because again, for a couple of turns, they 2 turns they failed to pick up the ball. The Dark Elves move up. The ball is quite deep, but the Dark Elves move up, and eventually there is the Zons. They still fail to pick up, but it scatters and is caught by one of the blitzers. So now it's Blodger holding the ball, and it's no skills guys, elves threatening him. There's some one of the Mighty Blow blitzers draws first blood, and even if the Dark Elves get some pressure on the ball, they fail a couple of turns in a row their dodges, and they thus fail to capitalize on the Amazon's poor ball handling. The blitzer continues her rampage and kills one of the Dark Elves, and the Zons move up the field. And I think here again the wizard is used, and at that point again the Dark Elves lose or end their turn. And here I think there was only one Dark Elf stood up or something. So this is something that Saturnus could. He's had a wizard in all the games, so it could change the game if you actually use it before you move any of the pieces. But eventually the wizard knocks the ball down, but it ends the turn, so now it's just pretty much easy for the Zons to run it in on turn 8 for 1-0 at half time. The second period begins, and the crowd starts throwing rocks, and a Dark Elf is removed, and a Zon is just hit in the head and is stunned for a while. And at this point, it's 8 Elves against 11 Zons. With the numbers advantage, the Zons actually they put pressure on the ball and manage it quite well. And in a dire situation, the Elves try to pass the ball out, but the passer is in 4 tackle zones, so it actually just fails and falls on the ground. The Zons one of the Zons is injured while GFIing for the ball, but eventually they manage to pick it up, and it's just with the numbers advantage they have. They stall and run it in for 2-0 at 16, and that's game.
Yeah, looking at the numbers, quite heavy game for the Elves again, taking, well, numbers-wise, way too many blocks, but I'm assuming that comes with the numbers disadvantage.
Yeah, there was. And to be fair, also the Dark Elves, they failed quite a lot of their dodges. But yeah, they were still giving away too many blocks.
Yeah, I wonder. There's 4 successful passes for them. If the ball possession was hardly in their favor.
Yeah, that was that was vanity passing.
Okay.
In the vanity passes in the beginning of second period when the zones didn't. When there wasn't pressure on the ball yet. So yeah, it was vanity passing.
So let's check the teams this time. At this point, so Satan's Angels first. They didn't actually get any major injuries, and two of the players gained level ups. One of the Bleachers with already a mighty blow got a guard as well.
No piling on.
Do the Amazon Bleachers actually have a strength access? I guess I haven't played ever with the Amazons. Saitan saying that he needs the guard for the next 2 games.
Yeah, but never not be piling on.
Yeah. And
all right, but yeah, guard and another one.
Yeah, the line woman got a what do you call it?
That
dirty player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so that they do have strength access, like most Bleachers do. But yeah, there's 4 Bleachers for Amazons. That's nice.
Except
something
elves.
I haven't. Yeah.
And Brett's actually don't have Blitzers don't have strength access either.
Yeah. Otherwise, I don't think there was other team development. No new rerolls. Yeah, and then the other team, the Dark Elves. Yeah, they got two casualties again, 2 dead players, a loner lineman and a default.
Yeah,
no
skill I was
lineman.
thinking that. I don't count the loners, but yeah.
Yeah, well, still that's a loss in the elf book, even though one that doesn't cause as much pain. One of the line elves at least got a block, so sort of a support Bleacher there with one less movement. Looking rough, but as we talked last week, that's sometimes the elf life, even with the Dark Elves and the 8 armor.
Yeah, but I mean, Holing, he made the playoffs, and he made quite far with a Wood Elf team that actually only had 4 players.
Yeah.
Those players were excellent, but he made it to the playoffs with 4 actual players. So yeah, elves can play with as well as Skaven can play with loners.
Yeah.
You just need the key players to be alive.
Is Brian Booty? No, he was just missing this game. I was wondering if he actually spent money on line elves, but yeah, definitely save it for the Bleachers. 2 rerolls should be fine when most of your team is loners. Yeah, the team is smashed, but yeah, there's always hope for the team, and definitely a room for learning the game.
Yeah, the Sage has never yet rerolled. Well, he plays Chaos, but yeah, I think he's played for 13 seasons or something like that, and he's played the same team since the beginning.
Yeah.
So, and it's been battered up.
Yeah. I recall watching at times when I would have given up on that team. But moving on. Next up, the Fast and Spurious against Red Bull Ballbusters.
All right, so Lasker's Lizards against Luminati's Dwarves. And the Dwarves have induced a chainsaw, and notably, Dwarves actually have no bulls. I only came back to Civilization 2 days ago, so I don't know why the bulls aren't there, but they weren't. And the Dwarves receive. So basically, the Dwarves give up on the LOS right at the beginning, and beyond that, there's a perfect defense. So it's actually very much manned by Saurai, and the Lizards take a commanding position right from the start, at least hitting wise. And of course, there the first block by the Lizards spills blood, and one of the Dwarves is removed. So I think there's four Dwarves left. At least that was the situation at halftime. And the Dwarves move up but to make some room for himself, he uses a chainsaw and rolls a 1, and the chainsaw removes himself and leaves the Dwarves in actually quite a bad spot. But there is a trillion GFI handoff play, and the by 2 gobos, and they move back and to the sword, and potato down the other side, and there's no Saurus that can reach there. But the Skinks, they get a 1-day hit on the ball, but they can't get the carrier down. It's a no skill hobgoblin, but it's 1 dice, and well, no dice. The Dwarves, the carrier, he tries to blitz through, but makes a hole, but fails to dodge, and the ball is down on the ball is down on the field. Both teams fail to pick up, but the Lizards have they get a couple of Saurai there, and or Saurus, and they have the upper hand, but both teams fail to pick up the ball. At this point, the Lizards managed to pick up the ball, and the Chores are outmanned and outstrength, so the Lizards have pretty much no problems in stalling and running it in on turn 8. Second half, it was quite one-sided. I mean, at one point the Chores managed to get some pressure on the cage and the ball, but at this point the Lizards managed to just knock out 2 of the 3 hobos, giving the pressure. So that's pretty much it. Lizards secure the ball, hand off to Asaurus, run it in on turn 16 for 2-0.
Yeah, looking at the dice once again. Well, first of all, there was 1 bull last game, but he got missed next game, so that's why there was no bulls for this game, and I recall there was not enough money to buy the second bull.
Fair enough.
But dice-wise, looking at the blocks, wouldn't really expect Dwarves to throw less blocks than the Lizards.
In Div 5, yes. When there is a lot of guard, and when they get more developed, the situation might change. But I mean, the Lizards, they are strength 4, so
sure.
Still, I'd say the Lizards should get more blocks in, but the Chores should remove more. But now with no bulls, and I think they were only, I'm not sure, but I think they were only 5 Chores, so they were just screwed from the beginning.
They were all 6 were on the field.
All right, yeah. Okay, well, another one was because at some point I remember there were 4 chores.
Yeah.
So another one was removed also.
Okay. SPP was really unfortunate game for the Chorfs. Even if we
Yeah, that looks like
yeah.
that looks like my vampire days.
Yeah, that's rough for the development. At least that's a blocker, so going to the right direction.
Yep.
Lizard, on the other hand, 2 scores, a touchdown, no, a Cass and MVP.
Yeah, one cast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's see the Lizards first.
Still not spectacular, but we'll take that.
Yeah. Lizards with a 1 level up haven't picked a skill yet on a skink with a sprint, a sure feet already.
People, pick your skills so we can bash you.
Yeah.
Maybe even compliment if you take something nice.
Fast and Spurious is looking quite healthy, quite nice, with 110k in the bank, and 3 sources with block and 3 with some base SPP, waiting for the next cast.
MVP.
Yeah, next MVP. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't get cast.
Yeah.
But I mean, they managed to. Yeah.
How have they been?
Managed.
I've actually.
What?
I mean,
What you wondering?
this team is looking quite healthy, quite nice. What they are?
Yeah.
How they've been doing?
And yeah, they managed to actually, as I said, hand off to one of the Sauras and score with him. So yeah.
Oh, that's nice.
There's two Sauras with 2 Sauras actually have scored a touchdown because they are 3.
True.
Yeah.
And then
and more Sauras touchdowns.
Then on the Chorfs team, well, now there's actually.
Hey, now there's 2 bulls.
Yeah. Both are healthy. So
I was wondering. Yeah, I was wondering because when I played Chorfs, I had my bulls up, so I was looking. So bull centaur with claw, but then I noticed that the Chorfs are on top. So
yeah, I don't see any. Yeah. Well, the SPP only went for the Mac Blue Tears, who is already going for the level 4. So no new skills here, and no losses on either side.
right, fair enough.
Yeah, the money went for the second bull center. Next up, we have Goblins versus Wood Elves. Placebo Sandy against triple word score.
All right, yeah, and I have here Sumnix Gobos against Ghostos Woodies, and the Gobos have induced Ripper, Scrappa, who is the Pogo star, and 1 bribe, and the Goblins receive. The Gobos cage up, and the Woodies put on the pressure right away, and I think they're going after the chainsaw, but that's cleared, and the Gobos start moving up. There's a second. Now there's just a what you call ward answer leap into the cage, but the leap fails, a 1 in 9, and the ward answer is left on the ground. And the Goblins, they are breaking a lot of armor, but it's just stuns. I think the Goblins were quite unlucky here because there were armor breaks left and right, and armor break left and right, and all just stuns. I think they deserved at least a couple of removals, but when the dice say no, they say no. And I think here is what broke the Goblins' drive was that they needed a 1 GFI foul because the War Dancer was inside the cage, just lying on the ground, and they didn't move the cage. They just the chainsaw came in to foul him and snaked the roll and removed himself from the game. So now it's just for the War Dancer. He hops up and now it actually works for him to get the ball down, and the Woodies still fail to pick it up. And at this point, when the Goblins, when they move in to protect the ball, there's a troll blitz on the War Dancer, and he sweeps with the fishes, and after that the apothecary actually decides to finish the job. So it's box cars, what you want for level ups, but not what you want when you're rolling for injuries. So that dancer is dead. We're at this point, both teams are out of rerolls, and there is just a couple of turns of instant failing on both sides, and well, it's a shit show. Eventually, the Woodies manage to pick up the ball and just run into safety and run it in on turn 8 to get 1-0 for the Wood Elves. All right, second half. As the Goblins, they screen up, and eventually the Woodies, they make a carrier blitz through the screen and get behind the Goblin lines. There is a weak screen, and there are and the Goblins have they need some dice, and they get 2 Goblins on the ball, but the third one does a 1 in 9 and fails a 1 in 9 dodge, and that kills the blitz, 2D blitz on the ball. Now it's just easy clears, and Woodies, they just stall in the end zone before running it in on turn 15. At this point, you can be amazed that the score is actually 3-1, but we'll get there. The Woodies get a blitz, and they actually manage to move a player under the ball who catches it, but the Gobos, they manage to down the carrier and but fail to pick up the ball, and Elves at this point do elf things, pick it up and run it in. So this is something my elves can't manage, but some elves apparently can. And then last turn, there is another blitz for the Wood Elves, but at this point the ball is quite deep, and the Wood Elves just they don't go for it and just pass. The Goblins, they manage to hand off the ball with a couple of GFIs, REBBL throws, and it's the Goblin runs it in. 3-1 final score for the Woodies, and that's it.
Yeah, I watched this game live being streamed, and I was enjoying it all the way through. The first half with all the goblin madness in the middle, and the elves trying to go for the ball and get it, get me watching and entertained, and then all the bigger plays in the second half coming in.
I was disappointed that the Goblins playing Stunties, they weren't awarded anything. I mean, they got a lot of armor breaks. Eventually, yeah, the War Dancer was killed, but just general removals and all that, it
Well,
didn't
true.
work out. And also the Snake GFI to fail the War Dancer, that was, yeah. I mean,
Yeah,
hey, snakes can ruin your game. Bad snakes can ruin your game with any team, but it's, yeah, that was bad.
yeah. The fanatic was dancing quite lonely in the middle most of the first half. But despite all that, the goblins did score some SPB 10 in total, and the Wood Elves did slightly better in the end. So let's
Yep.
see the development.
Yeah.
Let's go for the goblins first. So no big removals from the team. I don't think, no, and one of the goblins gained a level up. So a sure feat for Ols Brood Uzdi.
How do you get 3 SPP on a fanatic? They
I
can't.
guess.
They can't. Isn't it that they can't even pick up the ball and 2 SPP for Kaz? How do you get 3 SPP on a fanatic?
That's a good question. I'm checking that just out of curiosity. What has happened?
And I'm not sure if it's in this game, but I mean,
No,
I'm just wondering.
It wasn't in this game. No.
Yeah, but
It's been there.
MVP is 5 and Kaz is 2. How do you get
Yeah.
3 SPP on a fanatic?
If you pass the ball with by swinging the ball and chain at it. No, I looked into that.
Is it
Otherwise,
possible that they can't intercept either? Yeah, I don't know.
I doubt. Yeah, they're ranking 160 for the next game. Not really anything one would like to buy. Maybe a Bogo, but
Pogo, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely a Pogo.
Yeah, maybe. But if you want to keep your team value down, then it's not the best option. Definitely enough rerolls, like I said last time, too many, but I can allow a couple.
Yeah, but you're playing halfling, so they don't have the luxury of the chef who steals all the rerolls in all the games. So.
Yeah, I'm playing with others rerolls, so I guess that's fair. Yeah. Nothing. Do they have a club already? Yeah, they have Nuffle Altar. So that's great news.
Yeah.
I guess that actually played a part in no, it didn't. In the number of number of star players. Oh no, they were home team. So yeah, he did. Yeah. So what would you spend your 160 on, if not? No, you mentioned you would spend it on the BOGO.
Yeah.
That's
I have no experience in playing
stunties.
Yeah, no. Goblins, especially goblins, but I'd get the pogo and sit on the rest and maybe use it for inducement, depending on the next game.
Yeah. If you're looking to keep your team value down, then should maybe get rid of one of the rerolls then.
No, I wouldn't get because yeah. I'd actually get the third reroll on the gobos, but yeah, what do I know? I never played stunties.
Yeah. And on the Wood Elves, so how was the development there? Yeah, the dancer that survived gained a level.
Yeah, what Lex said. Yeah, I know that some of the goblin coaches, they basically sack all the non special ones. So yeah, especially when you have the money. So there's but that also depends on the division and who you're playing. So how much that's if you actually playing seriously with any stunty team, you need to. There is a serious consideration on how you manage your inducements and
Indeed.
the team value and affecting your inducements. So if when you're playing the stunted teams, it's every game counts, and you need to prepare for every game, and you sack players because your linemen are cheap. So and just sack all bloat that is level 2 who doesn't get agility or something else spectacular. So
yeah, that's true. I guess that's sort of a throw teammate play to have the sure feed, but I agree. There's
because
team management to be done.
I've actually played against a legend goblin on an orc team. That's the only one in REBBL, and he was a legend goblin with 2 agi ups.
Yeah,
and
that's
he didn't score against me. I actually got with my vampires. I got 3 leaf in the wind, very much so, and I got 3 mighty blow hits on him with my killer vampire, and I didn't even break armor. But yeah, all right, let's move on.
Yeah,
This
so
is
the Wood Elves,
Woody team.
Woodies lost the dancer, but just got the money for the next one. And as Gaustos mentioned in chat, he actually got the MVP on a loner, so he sacked that one in order to have money for the second dancer. So that's what that was 5 SPP lost there.
Yeah, and I like that he. I would have liked that Gaustos got the strip ball instead of the tackle sooner, but here we are now. He has strip ball, and especially in the lower divisions. And me, as a former 4-season vampire coach, I actually bountied all the strip ballers because there are some teams still where shorehands just isn't viable, and
Yeah.
in those games that's a great skill.
Yeah, definitely. And I must say the way Gaustos played his elves, definitely a talented coach for sure. Every block counted. So there was actually what I was looking while looking at the game. There was only 12 blocks that he made, and barely any block dice rolled, and everything counted. With 40k in the bank, what would be your next moves for the team? With healthy development on the ones that are alive.
Yeah, next one. Either the 3 or a reroll. I mean, I started playing Woodies and I want the 3. So I'm maybe subjective to say, but I've now played a few games with Woodies, and 2 rerolls sucks. Even if I play conservatively, it still doesn't give you any margin for margin. You can't. You need to be sure what you're doing, because all right, yeah, Gaustos is going for the reroll.
Yeah.
But and to be fair, I have to say Gaustos, the 2 games I've now might have watched 3, but 2 I remember right now, he has used his rerolls in all the games in all the periods very early. So yeah, especially with Gaustos playstyle, yeah, he's going
Yeah.
for the reroll. Sounds good.
Sure.
I just want to. I just want the 3. I just want the 3 because yeah, I want the 3.
Sure.
This is I've now played 3 games with Woodies, and yeah. All right, next
Yeah.
one.
Next one, Freya's Guard against Kafoi Crusaders. Still can't pronounce it, but that's what we go with. So what do you have?
All right, this was none of the games this week were very tight. There wasn't no clutch wins or something like that. But this, I would say, was my game of the week. It's Glorious Norse against Coach Ghoul's Bretts, and the Norse have induced Boomer and the Norse Thief. And Sweltering Heat kicks in at kickoff, and right at the start, Brett draw first blood by crippling one of North's linemen, and eventually the Brett tried to put up a little bit of pressure by running behind the screen, but that's cleared off, and Norse start advancing on the left side. The Bretts get a shot at the ball, a decent shot, and it's only pushes. And at this point, the Norse fail a dodge that I don't think was at least move the ball to safety first, but the Norse fail a dodge before moving the ball to safety, and the Brits get another hit and still can't get the ball down. And at this point, for the first time in this season, I think the Norse scary killer and gets to do something, and he murders one of the Brett's rookie blitzers, and the Apple was just sitting idle on the sidelines. He is dead for good. Now the turn starts. Turns. There's not a lot of turns left, and there are a couple of scoring threats. One of them is the junior killer, and he's served by the frenzy blitzer, and he's injured into the hospital, but unfortunately he'll be back. The Brets give quite good pressure, and in the end, the Norse have a lot of dice to roll, but they manage those dice, and there's a passing play to score a touchdown on turn 8. The Bretonians set up for a one-turner, but I think there's a miscalculation, and the first block fails, and yeah, there's one more Norseman injured on the LOS, but I've made that same mistake a couple of times, and I'm trying to learn to not make it third time. But I mean, one-turners are hard if you don't practice. All right. So it's 1-0 for the Brets at halftime. No, sorry, Norse at halftime. So at this point, sweltering heat removes one from each side, so it's 7 Norse against 11 Brets. The Brets had a bench, the Norse didn't. Attrition, one more Norse is removed, and the Brets just take advantage of the higher numbers they have, and they make a passing play to score a touchdown on turn 11. Now it's the Norse's drive. They make a valiant effort, but eventually the ball is left based after a 1-in-9 dodge, carrier blitz, and the ball is on a blodger, but still that one blitzer who is pacing him manages to find a POW on the carrier, and the Norse managed to recover the ball, but now it's on a totally unprotected lineman, and the Brets get him down, and from here on, the Brets have so much numbers advantage. It's just a formality with some blood involved, and the Brets run it in on turn 16 for 2-1, and that's the final score.
Yeah. Gaustos was asking the impact of the bomb. So yeah, Norse induced Boomer, who has the bombing skill. I don't really recall. There's a stat called impact of the bomb. So there was a Boomer who is the I recall the actual star player is dwarf, but in game it's shown as a goblin.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where the bomb comes from.
Yeah, I think I said, at least I meant to say that the induced boomer, yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, the loss of a Lesak brother fortunately was one that had no SPP yet. SPP wise, on the other hand, both of the teams scored nicely on that end. And as you said, I watched this one game live as well, and definitely like a eventful and close one for both players.
And game of the week was the Norse scoring the touchdown because and this was also, as I said, the game of the week because the Norse, they took damage and they fought valiantly, but in the end it was just, especially they couldn't even leverage the strength of the Yeti because the strength 4 blitzer and with Dauntless, so when he was a threat, the blitzer was the strength 4 blitzer was just dauntlessing him down, and it was still a good game.
Yeah, the numbers in the end didn't favor Norse, although they did throw quite a few blocks more than the other team. On the development, there's an Agi bust on lineman.
Feels like my game this week. Throw more blocks and get more removals.
Yeah, it's Barik Farblast. Yeah, is like the correct name. Yeah, I that's the name I recall from the tabletop. So did the Norse actually level up? Only on a one lineman, but that one got an agility up. So I guess there's
that's nice.
Ball player now.
Yeah. And despite all the damage, the Norse, I don't actually know how much permanent damage there was, but it was. I don't think there was any on the important players. So both of the berserkers and the runner, they're just fine.
Yeah,
I think they were even.
One of the Wolves got a miss. Yeah. Would you keep the agility loss lineman with 150 in the bank?
I haven't really played Norse, so I don't know. It doesn't seem too bad for the Norse because you just put him on the line, and the Norse really aren't supposed to dodge out either. But I don't know. I'd probably keep him, but because Norse aren't a loner team, and just putting him on line till he dies.
Yeah.
Or gets more injured.
Yeah, makes sense. I guess I'd spend the 150 on another reroll. There's no positionals.
Yeah.
Yeah. Gausto's saying that Agi bust is the only injury you keep with the Norse. Yeah, I'd agree.
Sounds.
Even if
he lineman, even a move bust shouldn't be too bad, but yeah, strength and armor, that's out.
Yeah.
But all right.
And then looking at the.
Oh yeah. Now when I'm because.
Yep.
I need to talk here too, and I can't read the chat. But what Coach Cool is saying about one turning, and as I said, I made exactly same mistake twice now. Don't make it 3 times because it's if you don't practice on one turning and the really simple ones are relatively easy and I've screwed up those too. But then the complicated ones I can't even try. But I mean, just to get the, I want to make my first one turn. I had a movement 8 vampire, and I actually made one go that I made correctly, and there the dice failed me, and I didn't make it. So I had a he was I'm at a plan that I want to make one turn touchdown, but I never made it, and then he got agi busted after an agi up, and now I'll try with Wood East. That's easier.
Yeah. Then
Yeah, but one
on the
turn
development
touchdowns, that's hard.
of the Bretonians. So out of all the SPP gained here as well, only one player with a level up, a blocker with an agi up already, and now a tackle.
What? No more setups. Coach, cool.
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
What have you done to your dice?
I'm not familiar with Bretonians either. Really have no idea how to build the blockers. Always when I've tried the team.
That's a sacker.
Well, true. Yeah.
Next,
yeah, that makes sense.
Next, I've actually watched 2 of Coach Cool's games, and he's such a multi-purpose. The Agi4 blocker, and Coach Cool uses him in many ways, and he's great at using him. He's good at so many things. So I don't know if you take strip ball or whatever you do, but he's good at using him, and that's just a great sacker, great ball retriever, great at so many things. I don't know, but yeah, don't lose that guy.
So what you're saying is he should be fouled at every and each opportunity.
He absolutely should be fouled. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
But I have to say, Coach Cool uses him very well, and that just gives him more opportunities to use him well. So yeah.
Sure. All the money spent, I'm guessing that went for the next blitzer, not of the Lesak family anymore.
Sorry?
The money spent went for the blitzer.
Oh yeah.
Any thoughts on the future of the team? Going to the moon.
Great.
Yeah. Going to the moon until somebody manages to snip the monsters out of the team.
I think I don't know I don't actually know the table how it looks, but I think this is in the beat. Coach Cool is playing well. He has a great team going on, so this is the team to beat this season, and
yeah.
Let's see how they go.
Actually, let's take a look at the leaderboard. So yeah, Coach Cool at the top of it. Saitans.
Oh yeah, 3-0. Yeah. And,
yeah. Saitans Amazons my pick for the winner of the division, or my prediction for the winner of the division, took one loss, but otherwise expecting nice future for him as well. Goblins.
My memory is
nice.
short. Have the Bretonians and the Amazons played yet?
Not sure. I don't think so.
That's a game I want to watch. Well, I'm watching all the games, or at least trying to watch all the games. But
they're actually, yeah, they're gonna finish the division on the week 7. So there's. Hopefully something to wait for.
Also, Laskers, Lizards, and
yeah. Certainly not to downplay any other coaches. Pretty much every team still has a shot for the top of the division.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah. On the prediction side, if we take a quick look at those, do I have the prediction page up? Yeah, let's transition to that. So for the after 2 weeks of predictions, everybody but Saitano is at 1 point, given that 5 players or 5 coaches got 3 games correct this week. So everybody scored a point for that. But let's take a look how the upcoming week is gonna turn out. So we have triple word score against Greg and Crusaders, Elves going against each other.
Elves against Elves.
Yeah. Given the development of the teams, I'm still guessing this will end up in the Wood Elves' arms. Given there's the Sacker War Dancer, and most of the Dark Elves will be loners, or well, half of the team.
Yeah, but I do agree with you, but I do want to see now when
That ship has
Saturnus is facing lower armor, same strength team. So how will that game be played? And I'm looking forward to that. And will he get a wizard?
Yeah, there's actually 240 points for inducements, so there's definitely room for a wizard, or maybe a I don't remember
wizard,
if Dark Elves
wizard could be great in that game, but yeah, that's gonna be an interesting game to see how Saturnus plays it. But yeah, I'm going for the Wood Elves too.
So betting the Wood Elves. Actually, I'm gonna say that there's light at the end of the tunnel, and bet it's gonna end up a tie or draw.
Fair enough.
Then next up, there's the Red Bull Ballbusters against Gafoix Crusaders. The dwarves now healthy, going against the monsters of the division.
Just the stat monsters dabling Bretonians.
There's actually no meaningful difference in the team value, so both teams going at it as they are, and given that the dwarves now have the bull centaurs both on the field and couple pluckers with meaningful development already, I actually think there's a fair chance to have a close game, and I'm actually gonna root for the Bulls this round.
Fair enough. I do agree with you, but I'm impressed by the status of Coach Cool so far, so I'm going with Bretonians.
Sure.
I'm pretty sure that now that we predicted that way, especially, and I'm going for a draw.
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
I changed my predictions.
Yeah, sure.
I'm going for a draw.
Yeah, there's should the armor of the dwarves hold, there's certainly a chance that the Bretonians will take a beating, and once the room is cleared, then the Bulls will run the ball in for score. But
because the Bretonians, they have been basing the other teams quite heavily, so interesting to see how this game will end, because this is now a much scarier team than the other ones have been so far.
Next up, Shaitan's Angels against Freya's Guard. So Amazons against the Norse. How's your thoughts on that?
This is gonna be an interesting game. This is gonna be a very interesting game. I mean, the Norse played very well, and they just got beat up. But let's see.
The Norse only have one player with tackle, both going at it with an equal team value at this point. Both players do have a
and
some
both having armor 7, and the Amazons, they actually have a bench of 2, I think. Yeah. The zones will take this.
Yeah,
I think the zone sounds just because the scary Norseman, he hasn't fired off. He did something last game, but he hasn't fired off the whole season, so he won't start now, and the Amazons have this.
Yeah, we haven't seen Glor the Mad being unleashed to his full fury just yet. He keeps on piling on.
He got all those SPP from somewhere, but as far as I've seen him, he's just failing.
Yeah. Given the lack of tackle, I'm gonna root for the Amazons on this one as well. Even though the Norse do have a upper hand with the block, the Amazons will likely just dodge away and with the player advantage get the game. And last for the week, Fast and Spurious.
I do disagree with you.
How so?
Here again, when you get more blocks, you don't, especially armor 7 against armor 7, you don't dodge away. You dodge away when there is you dodge away when you don't get the chance, but you maximize your blocks and do more damage to the opponent than you get. So yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, but what I'm
Well,
getting at is that the Norse do have the edge when they are basing, but
fair enough. Yeah.
at every unfavorable situation, the Amazons do have the option to leave while the Norse are
Absolutely.
left
Yep.
standing. So last up, Fast and Spurious, the Lizards against Placebo Sandy, the Goblins. Your thoughts on that?
The Goblins have been doing well. They're healthy, and I've seen a Goblin Blizzard game that was beautiful. This was in Big O, where the Goblin team actually injured the whole Lizard team. So says Goblins. They don't. The Goblins. How many? They don't roster enough players. How much do they get in inducements? Do they get 3 bribes?
So there's plenty
They
of
should
room.
get 3 bribes.
They are getting 440,000 gold for inducements.
How much is Ripper?
That's 320, I think.
30, 20.
330.
And they do have the
Yeah.
they should get Ripper and 3 bribes.
Yeah, they do have the bank for extra bribes as well. So.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm actually same reasoning as the Norse and Amazon. The Soroses don't have tackle, so the Goblins I'm guessing or betting will get away, and there's a good chance that that Fanatic and Reaper will tear the Lizards apart. So I'm rooting for the
So you're
Goblins.
going for Goblins?
Yeah. Now that I'm holding the top of the Stunty Cup table, I'm back at rooting for the Goblins.
Yeah. Lasker's been playing well, and he's not playing stunties, so just to be a different opinion and going with the brain, so I'm going for the Lizards.
Okay. And as always, everybody else watching this later or watching this now, feel free to post your predictions in the division Discord. And every prediction that you post before the games have been played do qualify for the scoring of the next week. So that's it for this week?
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. We are halfway through the season for the
just 6 games.
7 games.
It's just 6 games.
7 games.
Oh, okay. Yeah, all right.
Yeah. Still room for every team to end up in the top of the division. For the next week, I'm actually gonna be away from Civilization, so I guess you'll be doing a write-up. Or what's the plan for next week?
I'm not promising anything. Let's see, but okay. Next week, there will not be a recap, but we'll see what we'll do. So, all right. I'll try to fill in for llama and do something, but I'm not promising anything. So next week might be a skip, or I'll fix up something. Let's see.
Yeah, I'll be doing the predictions tables from or on my phone, but otherwise I won't be having an access to computers for the next week.
Right.
I guess that's it for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for being active in the chat. That's always nice to have. And see you in 2 weeks then.
Yeah, I have one more thing.
Yep.
When you just make more chain push plays, and you'll be easily making plays of the week. Thank you and good night.
Good night.